It's bloody awful. I really feel for them. Oh, did you just trip over a leaf? Oh, she's just given me the shrug. Head up here. What on earth? Just spotted a Spanish sausage. This road is getting thinner and thinner and thinner. How you doing? All right, folks, what's going on? Is this van going to get blown on its side? Yeah, so it's all been a bit more eventful this morning than we had kind of hoped for. Necesito ayuda! Well, g'day guys, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome to the mountains. Now, we are a couple of days away from our second house sit, pet sit of this trip, and we wanted to get quite close to the house sit, so we've actually come up to a little village called Guinness, and we're actually staying in a paid for Ur, which is just behind us here. Bit of a sketchy road coming up. Unfortunately, didn't get any footage because the cameras were all in the back. But let's just say that Nicola was holding on.
I wasn't letting go of the seat anyway to take any footage.
I know. But yeah, and the Ur itself is actually overlooking the little village that we're going to go down and explore now. Now, we are a couple of K away from the village that we're going to be pet sitting in. So I think what we're going to do is, given the fact that there are some interesting roads around here, tomorrow I think we're actually going to walk over to that other village, and I'm going to kind of walk the route to the house sit just to make sure that we're not going to get stuck anywhere. I'm also worried about her driveway because apparently it is a little bit woohoo. So anyway, let's go down, explore this little village, Guinness. We'll see what there is to see. Well, this is a little bit nice. I'm just taking the opportunity to speak to you out of the wind. Very windy today. In fact, we had some really heavy rain down on the coast first thing this morning. I mean, Nerja, it was okay. Nice little town to go and see. But give me the more traditional Spanish villages any day of the week. I'm not sure Nicola would like to live up here though, with that road driving up. A little bit sketchy. Nicola's back in charge of instructions and directions, which is why we appear to be walking down little tiny streets, making our way down to the little pueblo, which of course means up. Oh, she's just given me the shrug, and now she's doing her turning circles. Properties for sale in little villages like this here, all well and good, but where the heck do you park your van? You could probably make an absolute killing doing brick servicing in Spain, because people need good bricks. The Spanish really do love to put flowers outside of the houses. Oh, picture. So you have a one-way sign, but that means that you kind of come up here from somewhere, down these little tiny roads, and then head up here. What on earth? Fair play. Oh, I really hope getting access to our house sit is not going to be up any little roads like this. Hola, buenas tardes. Come down here tomorrow and do some hill training. Well, that's not a bad morning at all, is it? And what a great location for the little Ur, and cheap as chips. We were down in Nerja for a night, and we just stayed in the central car park there, 0 services, and it was €15. Now, of course, it put you right in the centre of Nerja, so if that's your thing, great stuff. But up here, it's €13 a night, and that includes electric, shower, toilets, and what an outlook as well. But actually, yesterday, after we'd finished that little piece to camera, we ended up getting stuck in the van for the rest of the day. In fact, heavy rain, really strong winds, a slight dusting of fresh snow, slightly higher elevation. We're at about 700 meters here, and I think there's been sort of some fresh snow up at about 900, 1,000 meters. Now today, we are going to take it's about a couple of K walk down into the village that we're going to be doing the house sit in. Well, her house is actually above the village, but I really just wanted to walk through the streets and just make sure that we're going to go the most suitable way, because as we showed you yesterday, some of those streets down in the village here, but it's a beautiful little village, and you would certainly have Jack Grealish calves if you lived here, the amount of hill walking you would do. I think it's time to go back to the van. Nicola had in fact 2 nights running, she has had a pretty horrendous migraine in the middle of the night. So giving her a little bit of time just to relax into the morning, I'm going to go back, make us both some breakfast. And then I guess later in the morning, we shall catch up as we dander across to the little village of hopefully slightly larger streets than we find down here. And we're back on the hoof. Oh! Did you just trip over a leaf?
I think I maybe trod on something with a crusty shell. That's not good.
Oh, so we're now going to make our way across to Competa.
And despite the fact we're wearing sunglasses, you might see from my woolly headband, it's flipping cold.
It is. It's very cold, obviously being high up in the mountains. Just spotted a Spanish sausage. And that is why you always ask whether you can pet someone's dog. Can I pet your dog? And she was like, no. Does your dog bite? No.
Oh, that's a shame, because it was very cute looking.
She wasn't even listening. She wasn't.
What's that?
Never mind.
About the dog? Oh, I know that thing. You've done that sketch loads of times.
Oh, guess who's recovered from her migraine?
Although I think I'm still very tired, which usually equals hungry and grumpy.
Wonderful.
Humphrey.
Humpty Grumpy. One of the reasons why I'm glad I'm doing this on foot initially is roads just like this.
I'm dreading the walk back to hers. It's a 40-minute uphill walk.
Yeah.
Oh.
This is not an optical illusion. This road is getting thinner and thinner and thinner. That's so funny. Nicola was like, oh, you wouldn't drive a car down here. You just wouldn't drive a car down here. You just... Yeah, it was just transplanted by the gods. The hustle and bustle of daily life in Competa. It's a really nice little village. We're not going to explore too much today because obviously we are going to be in the village later this week. Both Nicola getting her bap chopped, and then I hear there's a market on the Saturday. It's obviously quite a popular village for tour groups and things, because on the way up yesterday we saw a couple of large coaches coming down, and today there definitely are a few tour groups kicking around as well. So it's obviously famous for that, but beautiful village. Looking forward to exploring it more at the weekend. Nicola's also very happy because she found some public toilets. The house sit that we're doing is up in the mountain somewhere, a 40-minute walk from here, so best take on some extra caffeine to get us up those sleep slopes. We've talked about merging words together before, so there you go. How you doing?
This is literally nearly vertical up here. That's ridiculous.
We don't need to come up here, thankfully. I don't even think the van would make it. We're barely making it, and I'm not even 3.5 ton.
But I think when we're staying at the house, if we walk to the town, I think this is probably the most direct route.
Yeah.
Which doesn't bode well on the way back. Taxi.
I think it's safe to say that every single house from this day forward is going to play second fiddle to the views of this place. Wow. Yeah,
if when, hopefully we will buy a home again one day. I'm not quite sure how we're ever going to compare to that.
Incredible.
Yeah, and the pictures we'd seen beforehand, whilst they looked amazing, don't even do it justice.
The dogs are fantastic,
yeah.
And even more relaxing is the fact that the road up seems a little bit steep but completely fine, and we will be able to park on a level, so that puts my mind at rest.
Yeah, I think it's going to be one of those places, it's going to be hard to leave the dogs and the home.
It always is.
I know.
Wander back to, oh, and it's also not Competa, it's Competa.
comforter, yeah.
So, sound like a local's comforter.
Now we're on the hunt for more pan.
Feed her little
Just
and
for
often.
a change.
Feed her little and often. Well, we're going to start wandering back to the van, and I think we've now discovered the better path to come. We came along the road, but I knew there was a route between the two villages, which this seems to be it here. So. All right, folks, what's going on? While this little campground has been beautiful, lovely location, lovely little towns, the wind, which at the moment should be about 5 miles an hour, has been blowing an absolute gale. And I mean an absolute gale, to the point where if I didn't believe in physics, I'd be thinking to myself, is this van going to get blown on its side? Then again, I didn't do very well at science, so you never know. Goodness gracious me, it has been probably the strongest wind we have ever witnessed in the van. Just crazy. And as I say, the bizarre thing is, if you look at the forecast for the wind, it's not that strong. Well, so much for having a run this morning. Thankfully, we are heading towards the dog sit later on today, so at least we'll be in a solid house later on. But I'm pretty sure there's something specific going on here to do with the wind. I think it's where we're positioned, because I think if we were to go down into the village, there's no way it's going to be this strong. I guess it's time for second coffee then. It's bloody awful, absolutely awful. So that wind is dangerously high now. And unfortunately, a quite large tree, I'm not going to show any footage, a quite large tree has come on top of fallen on top of a motorhome. Luckily, no one injured, obviously, first and foremost. I run down to the village. The wind actually took my legs from in below me, came a cropper. Brought us up from the village. It's a public holiday today, of course, everywhere's closed. Now it does look as though some maintenance guys have come up, but I really feel for them. We've been in situations before, nowhere near as bad as that, and it's just really feel for them. English guys. The lady was actually in the van itself, so thankfully no damage, but oh my god. We're actually just checking with the lady who we're pet sitting for to see what the wind is like up at hers, because we do actually have to climb a little bit higher in some exposed areas, so it's just awful. So I think the worst of the gusts have now gone. I'm actually going to go back down to the village. I borrowed a saw off some random guy.
Oh gosh, you see the cable.
But hanging down here, there's actually an electric cable. We have to kind of pass that way to get by, so not good. Yeah, so it's all been a bit more eventful this morning than we had kind of hoped for. But yeah, I'm going to wander down, give the random guy back his saw. I was running around the village this morning, literally the wind took me off my feet. I actually fell over. Necesito ayuda, por favor. Goodness me, you wouldn't even think it was that stormy now. A little bit of a wind, but it is just completely calmed down. Now it's just some random Irish bloke walking around a little Spanish pueblo with a saw, as you do. Of course, it's typical that I had to borrow a saw from someone who lived right at the very bottom of the big hill. Once again, avoiding the hanging down electrical cable. Someone's going to fix that. Well, good morning guys, and welcome to our little morning dog walk. So the drive up, it wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad, I guess.
Leaving this place, the sun's about to break. You're riding shotgun. The feeling we chase, I'm wide awake. Take me away now.
Could have been worse, could have been worse. So we've been here now just over a day and a bit. What a place to have your morning walk, eh? overlooking the tiny little white village. And yeah, this is really just our routine. Walk in the morning, back into the home, get cracking on with some work and some bits and bobs. Although today, this one here is getting her haircut. So,
and these are the only times you generally get me out at 7 something in the morning when we have a dog to walk.
No, dog to walk's going to say whenever you're getting your haircut. Take the little pooch for a walk. The other one, who's a little bit more timid, stays back in the house. But yeah, take this one for a walk, back for second coffee, and then down, back into the village. Pepsi! Peps! This way! Peps!
Pepsi!
Peps! Peps!
Do you think she's a goat?
Yep. And we're us two at this time in the morning clearly aren't.
Pepsi!
Must go.
Pepsi!
Right, so Nicola has been down in the little village for the last hour getting her haircut. So I'm going to now come down and join her. We're trying not to leave Pepsi especially for too long. A little bit of separation anxiety I think there, so... Oh, hang on. I'm being phoned. Yep, that was Nicola just checking in. She didn't sound too perturbed, so I'm assuming the haircut went okay. I think that's the first time she's got her haircut, not only in a foreign country, but even that we've been living in Ireland before we started travelling. She was still flying back to Cambridge a couple of times a year to get the old bap chopped. And of course, during COVID times, I was the hairdresser. Forgot that this was such a long way down. Whenever we take Pepsi out for a morning walk, we actually only come about halfway down and then head out around the side of the mountain. So, okay folks, so this is the little village of Compada. Of course, you have seen a little bit of it before from the other day, and we're still going down. So it's about a 20-minute walk downhill into the top of the village, and then it's probably another 10-minute walk down through the village to where Nicola is. So, and of course, a little bit slower going back uphill. Now, one of the issues that we found in this village the other day, it's very easy to get turned around and lost. Who knows whether I'll actually pick up with Nicola again, but actually, when I do, and when she appears on screen, tell her her hair looks lovely. Random little tiny streets. It might be time to employ the old find my wife. Look at that, 2 minutes away. Right, then left, and that should be us. There was no right, which means I then couldn't go left. Hola, buenos dias. Why is it every wrong turn I take? It means I have to go uphill. I think I've been here before. I remember when we see her hair, looking great. Did you all say her hair looked wonderful? That includes you sitting eating your toast?
€17.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
I should get mine permed. Oh, that's not bad at all. And as quick as our little visit to the town starts, it's over. We actually don't want to leave Pepsi for too long with a little bit of separation anxiety, so but we'll pop back down again tomorrow. And now the fun begins. Back up we go. This van about to go past us, you'll get a bit of an appreciation as to the angle of ascent.
Oh.
It's just straight down. Oh,
Flip.
Oh, here comes another one. Oh. Come on, girl, you can do it.
Oh, flipping heck.
Come on. Go on then. Go on then. Still going up. I am very proud of you. You turned down the offer of a lift.
I think that got heat stroke.
Right, we are almost there now, so put you away, grab some lunch, perform CPR, and we'll catch up in a little while.
Dollar, dollar, I need a dime. I took a dive for an API.
Now you see, Nicola cheats because she says that she can't buy anything else because there's no room in the van, but then she looks at stuff that you can fold up really, really small and ends up with 300 pairs of them. We're on to her, we're on to her. By the way, isn't her hair still looking lovely?
Thank you.
Or you with a toast. Come on, tell her. Well, that's bizarre. And now, the arduous walk back up again. Although I have been fueled by the world's, I thought, not that hungry, I'll just go for a bagel. And it was the world's largest bagel. And you had a mutant.
Yeah, I had a mutant jacket potato, it was so large. But I got it wrong, as usual. I was trying to be healthy, and there's no enjoyment in healthy food.
And we're completely lost as well. Kind of.
I think we did an unnecessary hill there.
Yeah, given the amount of hills we still have to do, it's a bit of a schoolboy error.
I really hope we see somebody who lives up top on the way up. I won't be refusing a lift this time if they ask.
Exactly. Well guys, good morning again. And just a little outro. It's our last day doing the pet sit.
Oh.
Sad face. Although we are coming back in about 10 days time to do this house sit again. So it's only see you later. But it's been wonderful actually, and we really do like mixing up the travels with a little bit of house sits. One of the things we were supposed to have done during this house sit was make a bit of a plan, and we haven't done that.
Spent a bit too much time, well I have, watching movies.
Yeah, and playing with dogs.
And playing with dogs.
But that's okay, that's okay. But we think we have a little bit of a plan next week, and that is perhaps to do a little jaunt over into Portugal. I think someone's missing pastel de natas, Portuguese chicken, and she's looking to get another bottle of the Portuguese
cherry liqueur. I've only got about this much left, so I'm getting close.
So that's maybe what we're going to be heading to do next week. But as always, that will be a story for next time. Right guys, well we are going to wander back with a little Pepsi Max, grab a second coffee, and maybe talk a little bit about our plans, or maybe we'll just go back and watch more movies. Alright guys, well once again thanks a lot for following along, and until next time, see you next week guys. Bye bye.